All right, let's get into it. On our epic adventure around Australia, we are now up to Port Macquarie from New South Wales to the Gold Coast in Queensland. We have one of the usual suspects in the voice chat.
Yo.
Yeah, there you are. And so we're going to jump into Sydney flights and go from Port to Gold Coast. Which shouldn't take too long, probably about an hour. Yeah, I've started doing these around 11 a.m. because I've got a job now and it sucks. An airport of my choice. YPMQ. Oh, creaky chair is creaky.
Usually that's my issue.
It's just because I have to look up to see over this microphone.
Uh-huh.
YBCG. Gold Coast. Oh, it's a straight line straight up. Oh, there's
Cool.
a slight turn at one point. At 6,500, that's fine. All right, let's go in. Oh, geez, did I set the right plane? That could be an issue. I didn't even look at the plane. You never know, I might have to jump out and reload. Anyway, it should be the Cessna whatever with my paint. I've got the FSX WX running, so we've got close enough to real world weather. Oh god.
Yeah.
That's not clouds or fog, that's smoke.
Oh god.
Come to Australia where half of it's on fire and the other half's underwater.
Yep.
Looks like fog. But it's smoke.
Mm-hmm. There wouldn't be fog at this time of day anyway.
Middle of the day in summer in Queensland, it's not fire.
Yeah,
it's not
almost
fog.
summer. Almost
Anyway.
summer. We're like 2 weeks away from summer.
Alright. So what did I say? 6,005. I'll deal with that when I'm in the air. Oh man, crosswind. Always a crosswind. Oh, the amount that it kicked sideways after it lifted off the ground. Alright, so Port Macquarie. Yes, that's right. Basically, those trees out to the right, that's all on fire.
Yep.
In real life. Might as well fly over the town. You can see, and if I switch the map to traffic topo, you can see that that's Lighthouse Beach. It's my brother's house here somewhere. The main town is here. Just do a little quick flyover on our way out. Can't wait for the new one where things will actually be where they're supposed to be. Yeah. There's bridges over to these islands. No, I'm not seeing any bridges. It's cool.
God damn, still yawning. I just woke up.
Fun. Climbing up to 6.5. Yeah, see these 3 gauges down the bottom, just in case the Garmin's fail.
Yep.
Oh man, the smoke! I can't see through it. Holy crap. Try and trim this plane nose up a little bit so I don't have to pull back on the stick so much. Alright. Oh geez, we're almost going perfectly north.
Cool.
Pretty close to it. 6 or so degrees off.
Did you have blackout in Finley the other day?
Nope.
No.
Oh, if I did,
damn.
the solar panels were running.
Oh, I keep forgetting you've got solar.
I have no idea if we lost power or not.
Wow. We did. Apparently it was caused by a tree on fire.
Yeah, not surprised.
Yeah. But yeah, it went out for about an hour and a half or so, I think.
Okay. Oh, jeez, I'm having trouble.
And then they turned it back on.
Mm-hmm.
And then at like 10:30 they turned it off again, and it was on at 2.
Fine.
Yeah, but the first time it went out, I was playing The Sims.
Oh, okay.
It's just a good thing I wasn't building.
Yeah. Because it doesn't have autosave.
Yeah, I was just playing with one of my families, and at least with that progress, I can catch it back up again, but not with a build. I'd have to do it all over again, and I just, if that had happened, I couldn't be bothered.
But yeah. What the hell?
I think the battery in this mouse is finally dying. It took a while.
There you go. This bloke on YouTube, I was seeing if he'd take the bait, was on a video about the HondaJet. And he's like, yeah, what type of armament is available for this? And I replied with the same loadout that the Mitsubishi Zero had in World War II.
Okay.
Okay, you know that they were fighter aircraft, they had guns and stuff, but they're more well known for being the kamikaze planes.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. His reply, that's a little spicy, I'm not touching that one. I was so hoping I was going to goad him into saying something real bad.
Okay.
But yeah. As you know, there's stupid comments on there. Oh, but it doesn't even come with a full-size spare tyre. Because they're comparing it with their Honda Civics and stuff, obviously. Yep. I'm like, close. It doesn't come with a spare tyre at all. And also straightened out some other people in the comments. Yeah. One's like, oh, it doesn't even come with angle of attack sensors. And the next guy's like, yes, it does. And the guy's like, where? I've never seen anything that says that. So I linked straight into the brochure. I'm like, brochure, page 4. Here's the cutout from it, talking all about the AOA sensors. Moron. Link to HondaJet.com/whatever. You know. Oh man, it's hard to fly in this smoke and fog.
I just loaded up Epic Games to see what the freebie is. The current freebie is called Bad North, which is basically a little game where you have to defend your island.
Okay.
But next week they have Rayman Legends.
Oh.
That interests me. Rayman. I'll actually tell my sister about that as well, because she loved those Rayman games. Mm-hmm. She had them on PC ages ago. She had the CD-ROMs.
Oh, cool. Oh. Will I ever break through this cloud? Smoke?
Smoke? Probably not. You'll probably have that all the way to Queensland.
Speaking of, where is my radio? I thought it sounded a little bit quiet in the cockpit. It was missing chatter. Huh? No one's on the bloody radio at the moment anyway. As if the satellite even has... Oh, there it goes.
Your plane traffic takes you through the drop zone. Turn left heading 140 and we'll shorten you up towards Wollongong. Next 140, uniform number Foxtrot.
Oh, man. Because, yeah, I can't... There's no horizon out my window. I've got to use just nothing but the display. We're almost up to 6,500.
Flight scan 121, checkouts required 15 miles left and right of track position for your run.
In which case I'll level off once I get up there.
15 miles left and right, flight scan 121.
I think Alison's in bed talking to her brother on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, the colour of the cloud just changed. I wonder if that means anything.
Hopefully.
So cloudy. It's going to be so hard to find the runway if it's like this when I get up there. Just all fire smoke. Yeah, apparently even the Marupna schools were closed yesterday because of the code red. Yeah.
Oh.
So that's fun.
Yep.
Nigel was having a good old moan about it.
Okay.
All the schools are closed, yet still no one's good enough to group for Pokemon.
Oh, God.
Standard 3, drop complete. On descent, Richmond. Standard 3, let's connect Richmond Tower 135, decimal 5. Richmond Tower 135, decimal 5, connect, standard 3.
Oh, we're almost up to 6,000 feet. So we got another couple of hundred to go.
Eagle 522, picking up continuous light in the top of the clouds. Request descent flight level 310. Eagle 522, stand by.
Alright. 50 something nautical miles to our next waypoint. Oh god, estimated time on route 2 hours.
Oh, God. We're here for a while.
I tried to keep them all around 1, but nope, not this one. Doesn't matter. Means it'll just be around 1 o'clock by the time I land.
Yep.
Which means I'll still have enough time to catch up in the HondaJet.
Yes.
Start trimming it nose down again because we are pretty much at altitude.
310, leading flight level 370, Eagle 526. Eagle 530. Just 794 radio check. Yeah, radio 5, just 794. Just 794.
Trim controls are janky. But yeah, the latest videos for the new flight sim look great.
I still haven't bloody watched them. I keep meaning to.
911, December flight level 320.
Oh, I'll pop them up on the stream then.
No, it's alright.
Altitude,
They're
hold, heading hold.
I know that they're in the Discord, so I'll just find them later.
Well, it's not just that. I think there's a new one coming out either today or tomorrow that looks like it's going to be good. Because there's like another two. You know, I was I might have linked him about talking about the features and stuff in the game. It's actually developers talking. Yeah, there's been 2 so far. The next 2 are coming out either today or tomorrow or something.
Okay.
Flight Simulator. I've also tried signing up for the Tech Alpha.
Yeah, I know you said that before.
I used Allison's computer specifications because these are too slow. Even hers, I reckon, is going to struggle.
Yeah.
Alright. Insider login. Ooh. Sweet. Looks like a developer update's just popped. Yeah, November 21st one.
Ooh.
Feature discovery, episode 3, aerodynamics. Ooh, in the development roadmap. So, and I'll bring these across. So I'm going to be on this flight path for a while.
Yep.
New development roadmap. So, yeah. Not sure where we're at. Oh, where are we at? It's November the 20-something. Yeah.
22nd, I think.
Yeah, partnership announcement series update. And there, on the 27th, that's when episode 4, Cockpits, comes out.
Okay.
Feedback snapshot. All right, cool. So what I'll do is I will stop the ATC sound and I'll put this video on and full screen it. It's 12 minutes, so let's check it out.
I'm still not going to get the sound.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Righto.
But yeah, anyone else watching will hear sound. Because yeah, we're definitely waiting for this.
Hi, I'm Sebastian Bloch, CEO of Asobo Studio, and today we're going to talk about aerodynamics. When we started working on Microsoft Flight Simulator, we first studied all the code that has been written on Flight Simulator X. There's been many years of work on all the code base, and the code base of the simulation of the aerodynamics was pretty huge. I will cover 5 areas of improvements that we made to the Flight Simulator aerodynamics and physics. First, we made improvements to the core simulation engine. Second, we made improvements to the actual simulations of the different systems of the aircraft. Then the biggest area we reworked was the aerodynamics. We reworked the aerodynamics simulation from scratch in the simulator. I'm going to go over the details of how the aerodynamics simulation now works. One big area that we reworked was the weather system. The biggest interaction of the aircraft is with the air. It's the air that makes the aircraft fly. And so we reworked how the air was simulated in the world. We're creating a full simulation of the airflow over the planet. And I'm going to explain how the airflow interacts with the world, the environment, and also with the weather. The first big improvement we made to the core of the simulation is a better collision model with the environment. So the system now supports sloped surfaces, which means that aircraft can land on sloped runways, but also on any slope in the world. Aircraft can now land on a sloped field. For example, if you want to simulate an engine failure, you can make a cross-country landing on any surface, including sloped surfaces like fields on mountain slopes. It's gonna work anywhere. To make sloped surfaces work, we had to rewrite the friction model of the aircraft. So tires are now correctly simulated with dynamic friction, static friction. All the friction parameters have been improved, and so like the rubber now really behaves on all different surfaces like tarmac, cement, grass, earth, exactly like it should. And also on slopes, if the tires start to skid, they're gonna skid exactly like they should with realistically simulated dynamic and static friction. So we also improved the way the bumps on the ground are handled. They are now realistically simulated, and the way the brakes are simulated. So this allows for planes to come to a full stop even on slopes, and that's when they transition from dynamic friction to static friction. And planes can really come to a complete halt exactly as they should on slopes. So when you do a landing on a sloped runway, you can now roll and you can stop on the slope, turn around and take off again. We also rewrote the integration system of the simulation. So the integrator is what makes the simulation go forward. It calculates all the states of the system. So one thing we changed is now that the simulation is running at a much higher frame rate, but the frame rate is adaptive, so it adapts to the frame rate of your actual TV or monitor. This means that the simulation is much more smooth. Whatever the frame rate of your display, even if you have slower frame rates, frames are exactly going to match the display. And also the simulation is always going to run at a higher frame rate. So even if your frame rate goes down, the simulation stays at a high frame rate and you don't lose anything of the realism. Planes always behave as they should, whatever the frame rate. Another big change we made to the integrator is the way the integration now works is much more realistic, and it has removed one artifact that was present in previous versions of Flight Simulator, which is that planes felt like if they were on rails. It's because the old integrator was resisting change, and it was forcing planes to always move more or less in a straight line. So the integration is now super realistic. It's exactly moving the aircraft as they should in the world. Spins are much more realistic now, and planes don't feel on rails anymore. So we changed that and removed the effect of planes being on rails. We also reworked the inertia matrices. They are now more realistic, which means that the mass distribution of aircraft feels more real, and planes, when they rotate, when they yaw, when they pitch, when they roll, they feel much more realistic now as they travel through air. So we also made improvements to systems in the simulation other than aerodynamics. We improved the load factor simulation, which also improved the way the ball, the turn coordinator, is simulated. It's now much more realistic, which means that when you fly asymmetric, which means that if your aircraft skids a little, the ball is moving to the side exactly as it should. And you can now control with the rudder your flight and make it symmetric using the ball much more easily, because it reacts much more realistically than before. And so we have now specific fuel consumption, which is realistic per altitude level and which is matching the actual POH of the aircraft. We improved the way flaps can be set in the files, which allows to have more control. We finally reworked the way gears and external parts like external tanks are simulated. Instead of just hard coding the moments they apply on the aircraft, they are actually physical elements in the airflow which are attached to the airframe outside of the aircraft, and they now are realistically simulated aerodynamically just like the aircraft and apply their own forces and moment exactly where they should, how they should. We also improved the icing system. So icing is now simulated realistically depending on the actual humidity of the air around the aircraft, and because the weather system is now accurate and simulated volumetrically. If you fly through clouds, you're going to get a different icing than if you fly through dry air. And so this is now simulated in 3D volumetrically. Also what we did is the legacy simulation code from Flight Simulator X is still available. So you can switch to the legacy simulation if you don't like the new simulation. We don't want to force anyone to move to the new simulation. So all aircrafts have been reviewed with professional pilots who have many hours flying these aircrafts, or test pilots from the manufacturers. So we've gone over the aircrafts which were already matching POH when we presented them, but to make sure they actually are controlled exactly like they should. There's many parameters that we set that are not actually present in POH, such as how fast the aircraft is going to roll when you move the yoke to the left, for example, depending on your airspeed. This is data that is not always available, but that professional pilots feel. They know how agile the plane is at what speed. And so these are parameters that we set with them, and we reviewed the whole aircraft to make, for example, stalls as they should be, or if an aircraft can spin or not, or the way basically they behave so that they don't just match performance parameters from the POH, but actually feel as the real aircraft when you fly them in real life. So the big change we made to the system is the aerodynamic simulation has been reworked. How we simulate now is much more advanced. So we subdivide the aircraft into thousands of surfaces which are mapped over the airframe. So for example, over the wings, over the fuselage, over the wheels, over the tail. There's thousands of little surfaces which are placed exactly where they should over the geometry of the aircraft. Each surface goes look at the weather, so it has its own wind direction. It's going to have its own air pressure, its own humidity. This means that the right wing, for example, can fly through a cloud where the left wing doesn't, and you can have different wind, turbulence and humidity on the right wing. Each of these surfaces has a realistic airflow simulation. Each surface is going to have its own wind direction, its own air pressure, and it's going to do a full three-dimensional calculation to compute what is the force and moment that should result from the airflow flying over the surface. This simulation includes the airflow, speed and detachment and orientation. It will realistically simulate stall. The stall is when the airflow is actually bent too far by the surface. and the airflow cannot stay attached to the air surface anymore. So this is now simulated surface by surface, which means that we can have a left wing stalling, especially because of the weather and the full realistic simulation of each surface in the world. But each surface will also deflect the airflow. The airflow is going to be impacted, and surfaces which are behind are going to get a different airflow because the airflow was impacted by the surfaces in front. So this, for example, is going to allow more aerobatics. So for example, the airflow is coming from the propeller and is hitting the tail. And that's how you can, for example, enter into a flat spin or some of the figures. So for example, when you can do an inverted spin, that's because the propeller hits the tail. And this is now realistically simulated. The big improvement we made to the simulation is the simulation of the air mass. We now simulate the air mass globally over the entire planet and realistically. Every area of the world has its own simulation of air, and we know where the air is flowing everywhere on the planet, and this then feeds into the aerodynamic system of the surfaces of the aircraft. So this means that, for example, we will have volumetric clouds, which you can see in the world, which are going to match the airflow. For example, on TCUs, on towering cumulus clouds, usually it's a kind of cloud which exists because there's a lot of updraft of air. But when they get really big, there's an updraft on the side, and in the middle it actually goes down. That's basically why they're so dangerous, and you should never in a small aircraft get close to a TCU. In a big aircraft, you're gonna get a lot of turbulence. And so this is now simulated. The airflow in the world is going to match the clouds and is going to fly. The air is going to move up and down inside of the cloud. So you will see a video which is going to show this airflow. So in order to visualize the airflow, we released thousands of particles in the world and displayed the trajectory of the particles. They just do exactly the same calculations than the aircraft in the world. So each particle samples the world atmosphere, exactly like each surface on the aircraft. So you can see on clouds that the air is moving up and down. You can see the turbulences, which is when the airflow of the particles changes color and the particles move more randomly. So these are like wind shear or turbulences. Some of the air may go up because it's in the middle of the cloud, some may go down, and at the edges you get shear. So this is all now naturally simulated, and we have all the updrafts and downdrafts in the world which match actually the weather. So this air mass simulation also works with the world shape, like the shape of the world, which can depend on buildings, hills, forests, mountains, valleys. So all these different shapes worldwide are going to influence the airflow in the world. So for example, the air flows over a stadium or a hill. It's going to create updraft, so the wind is going to flow up. And on the other side, usually it goes back down, but in a turbulent way, right? It has to go back down, but it's gonna be creating a lot of rolling turbulences. So you can imagine when you fly over this air with the aircraft, if the aircraft is flying slow, if it's a small aircraft, it's gonna get all these rolling moments, it's gonna get the up and down draft, and you're gonna feel all these bumps. So on the video you're going to see there's, for example, wind flowing over mountains, and it naturally creates turbulences. On the other side, in the valleys where the currents come together, they collide and it creates these turbulences you can see in the middle of the valley. You can see the up and down draft, and you can see how the slope of the wind is actually very, very steep, right? It goes along the slope. So this is it for the improvements on the aerodynamics, on the physics. So we improved the core simulation, we improved many of the simulated systems, we reworked the aerodynamic simulation with the surface-based system, and we reworked the simulation of the airflow in the world. All these changes come together to create a much more realistic simulation of the aircraft. Aircrafts are now simulated realistically to the performance data that is available. They fly exactly to the real-world performance, but they also feel exactly like real aircraft. They turn, they behave when you move this yoke exactly like a real aircraft, and they fly through the world. They fly through the air exactly like a real aircraft flies through the air in the real world, being impacted by clouds, by mountains, by buildings, by the shape of the world, right? I hope you enjoyed the details I gave about the simulation, about what we changed. Thank you for your time. Please subscribe to the alpha, and talk to you soon.
That's awesome. Lots of interesting stuff in that. I find one of the interesting things is the fact that he's saying that you can choose to switch to the FSX flight simulation engine.
That's cool.
If you want to feel like you're flying on rails. Which is odd.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would want to switch to the older engine if the new one's so good. But yeah, no, that's great. So there's another one of them out on the 27th in America, so the 28th here. And that'll be all about the cockpit, I think. I think it was listed.
Yep.
Yeah, episode 4, cockpits. So that'll be good.
Yeah. Interesting.
And lots of interesting stuff in that video.
I mean, the visuals are the most impressive, I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, just even the way the wind is simulated over the mountains and stuff is impressive, though.
Yeah.
In a more technical sort of way.
Yep.
The visuals are incredible. By all means.
Yep.
Compared with this.
Yeah, Caliber 140 Sierra, contact Sydney approach 124 decimal 4. Good day. 124 decimal 4, good day, 140 Sierra.
Yeah, compared with my plane, it looks heaps better. So yeah, I'm definitely hanging out for that. Because that's going to be great. Oh, right. Where are we? Oh, wow. We still haven't made the first waypoint.
Wow.
Holy crap. Yeah, 28 nautical miles to the first waypoint. Wow. No wonder it said 2 hours.
Cafe 162, contact Brisbane Centre on 133 decimal 0, they will arrive on high. 1330, Cafe 162.
Not sure how many other people are in the server at the moment, but anyway.
Resume navigation. Navigation direct corridor through correction Aussie 876.
Yeah. Well, it looks like, you know, we're over the ocean a little bit. We can see a bit more outside.
Yep.
Smoke cleared up a little bit. Only a little.
Yep.
Man, the brightness bloom on that part is ridiculous. My plane is held together by lightsabers. Anyway.
Over 3 airborne Richmond, passing 2,700, climbing 4,500 and time heading to 00. Number 3, I'm going to fly 10 miles heading to 20. 10 right heading to 20, Snowbird 3.
Yeah, the brightness bloom ain't so bad when you're outside the plane, so I don't know why it's so bright inside.
Heading 320, Aussie 876.
Geez, I don't even know what towns we're going at the moment. I'll connect my map up to it and we'll have a squiz.
Today, cleared river 3 arrival, runway 16 right, maintain flight level 410. Maintain flight level 340.
Alright. Oh, that's Nambucca Heads. That over there is Nambucca Heads according to the GPS, which is getting green screened out. Where's my joystick? There it is. Because that camera will probably be better. So it's not set up. Oh, hey. Yeah, Nambucca Heads up there somewhere. Somewhere. So if I zoom out a bunch. Oh wow, we haven't even made Coffs Harbour yet. Why is this leg so bloody long?
Is that her?
You know, I'm sure I specifically Port Macquarie, Gold Coast. That can't be right. Been going for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. You know, I'm going to add another one in here. We're going to go to Coffs Harbour.
Okay.
I do not know what its runway is. And I don't know how to change my flight plan while in flight. Anyway, you know what? No, stuff it. We'll just punch it to the Gold Coast. Screw Coffs Harbour. Coffs Harbour would be an hour-long leg.
Yep.
Why am I going all the way to... What's the chances are when I converted my list of points from the map into a text document, I missed a line?
Probably. It might have looked like an exact straight line.
Yeah, it probably did too. You know, I could have sworn I saved a screenshot of my flight path.
I'm pretty sure you did. You dropped it in Discord somewhere.
Yeah, I keep dropping it in Discord. Because I'm an idiot. Oh, geez, how far do I have to scroll up to find it?
Probably a fair bit. No, it's not too far on the flight sim text.
Oh, okay. In that channel.
Yep.
Cool. Because I was just going to be scrolling up live stream chat forever. Click. Click. It doesn't show me close enough.
It's definitely just going... The text here is just Port Macquarie to Gold Coast.
Yeah, it looks like a nice spread because it's the same text document that I'm using on here. It
Yeah,
definitely looks like just a dirty big straight line up the middle.
Yep.
Great!
Velocity 318, contact sensor 128.5, expect start clearance.
That helps.
Jetstar 794, contact Brisbane sensor 133.0. 530, Jetstar 794.
Nice. So where's Nambucca Heads? There it is back there now. Just gone past it. Get a real HondaJet and do this in real life. Be a lot faster.
Probably.
Anyway, so these are like the Garmin 1000s, I think. Yeah, Garmin 1000s. Whereas what you see in the HondaJet are Garmin 3000s. Well, the real HondaJet.
Yep.
The one in game, people have just fitted 1000s into it.
Okay.
Because I don't think there's actually a Garmin 3000 that you can use for FSX.
Yep.
But there should be in the new one.
Cool.
So that'll be good. I'm hoping the new one comes with the HondaJet, just out of the box.
Yep.
Which will be fun because I'll have to paint it. I'll have to learn how to redo texturing on the new game straight up out of the box. That'll be fun. Because, you know, I saw in a video the cockpit of this plane, complete with the displays, and it's still got a huge blank area that I can put my logo in. Thought I heard Alison say something, but I don't. But yeah, that'll be good.
Yep.
I can't wait for the new one. Need it. And a computer to run it. Good. We're not even doing the 120 knots cruise speed that this thing's supposed to be able to do.
Okay.
Because apparently my handling file got reset.
Oh.
I doinked with the handling file a little bit to replace the shitty 4-cylinder engine that this is fitted with for some reason.
Yeah.
With the correct 6-cylinder boxer that it's supposed to have.
Okay.
I don't know why it's got the wrong engine in it. Hang on. Cessna Skyhawk 172 engine. As soon as you look it up, it just says it's a Continental 0300. Yeah, 6-cylinder air-cooled engine, and it's a boxer.
Yep.
But I mean, why does this one have a shitty 4-cylinder instead that has half the horsepower?
Yep.
Adjust speed to cross Marlin, 01, speed from Marlin 250 knots until 10,000.
There's the beast. Pretty simple looking thing, really.
Cool.
New Zealand 107, when ready, descend flight level 290.
Yeah. So I did tweak it to run the bigger engine and all of that, and it gave me the ability to actually fly at the speeds that this thing says it's supposed to be able to fly.
Yep.
I was able to do 120 knot in it. It was great. But no, something reset my handling file.
Bugger.
I know what did it.
Oh.
When you load up FSX Steam Edition, it goes, opt into the beta to send telemetry info to help develop the new flight simulator. Okay, click, and then the whole game didn't work.
Oh god. Shit.
You'd load into the game, the aircraft would appear, you'd be in your cockpit, the ground around would appear, then it'd crash straight to the desktop.
Oh god.
So that was pointless.
Yep.
American 72 cleared, direct to ADNAT.
And yeah, speaking of board gamers, I might have to shift the night completely from a Friday or Saturday, maybe to a Monday.
Okay.
It just depends. Because from what I understand, the shop's closed on a Monday, but I don't know if I get a 2-day weekend or if it's just a 1-day weekend.
Okay.
I don't want it to be a 1-day weekend.
Good morning, Brisbane, United 842. Would you add a flight level 140 for flight level 280?
Still don't know how much we pay.
Oh, really?
Apparently it's with the accountant or whatever now, so
Okay.
I'll find out as soon as it appears in my account.
Yep.
Or in my email or whatever. I got near Coffs Harbour? Yes. That's Coffs Harbour down there, right there.
163 Brisbane, g'day.
Back in the smoke again.
Yep. Sneezing. Oh, god damn.
Sneeze much?
Apparently.
Echo Melbourne Centre, g'day.
Seatbelt textures in this plane are probably the most highly detailed thing in the whole thing. What?
God damn.
Must you sneeze?
Apparently I do. Hang on, I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah.
Perfect today, Melbourne Centre. We're CPDLT. Got a 40 Brisbane Centre, g'day. %. My stick doesn't go higher than 98%. What?
so rich. Ah, shit. Oh. Almost stalled it. Lean at high altitude. Ow! Fuck! Crushed my hand under my desk.
107 understood. Turn left on heading 240.
Oh.
Heading 240 New Zealand 107.
Alright, so that's... Okay,
Alright,
the
see how that
waypoint.
goes.
You know what?
What?
I think I will call this Coffs Harbour.
Okay.
The waypoint that I'm about to fly over is the airport.
Oh, okay. That helps.
Hey. So let's go and
Ow.
land in Coffs Harbour. And I'll actually write that down in my list. Because Port to fucking Gold Coast is way too far.
Area 301, request level 360. Area 301, stand by.
Pardon.
Nice.
I'm on a roll today.
I still don't know what the airport code is for Coffs Harbour. CH, that's not... I know. Nearest. YSCH. How do I select? Enter. No idea. Because I have to circle around a bit to descend from this altitude.
Yep.
Where is my notepad? Damn it, what did I just say it was? Y something CH?
Think so.
Crap. Yeah, what's the something nearest? YSCH.
Yep.
Alright. Add an extra stop in. More stops. And I am way too high for Coffs Harbour.
Circle around.
Oh yeah, there's the airport. Right there in front of me, but if I come in at this rate, it's not going to be pretty.
Nope.
Okay, I see the... Oh, there's like bloody 6 runways here. I know what I need to do. I'm going to turn screen stream on. Why are you nosing up like crazy? Okay, start screen stream. 023, where is phone overlay? So I'll show you what I've got. 23. Okay, and this will be 1080 by 1920. Oh wait. Okay.
Helicopter 618, request descent flight level 340. Helicopter 618, descend to flight level 340.
Alright.
Level 340, 0, leaving level 360, Helicopter 618. Helicopter 618.
Ugh.
107, turn right, heading 300.
Okay. Try and turn that on, and maybe my phone will look black. Not black. Black is not right.
No.
Stop. Start. 102.168.0.23. Hey there. Wait a minute. Oh, God, it's just... It's lagging like crazy. I'm not even on that screen. Whatever. Because I will load Garmin Pilot, and at some point when it catches up, you'll see it. While I continue descending, I'm down to 4,000 feet. I'll just descend around in a circle.
Yep.
Okay. Airport info.
India 301, climb to flight level 360. Climb flight level 360.
YSCH? What? Nothing found. YCFS? Uh-oh. At some point the code has changed.
Yep.
What?
Zero 107, resume our navigation direct to Rickney. Our navigation direct to Rickney.
Cool.
107.
Let's try that again. It kicked me out to tell me about seriously? No information. Alright, that's better. Click. Seriously? Best runway? None? What? No runways found? What?
The heck?
Garmin. What the hell? Every other airport I've looked up in that has had all the correct information.
Yep.
And has been very, very useful. But for some reason, even Coffs Harbour's bloody ICAO code is wrong. Confusing.
Yep.
Oh, we're under 3,000 feet as we swing around. Why am I still zoomed in like crazy? There we go. Yeah, we're stopping at Coffs Harbour. So many runways here too, from what I was seeing. So this will be fun. That's definitely smoke. Look how brown it is out the front. That's a section of brown.
Yep.
Stupid smoke. The problem is I need to be lower than it. So you throw it. I don't think it goes all the way to the ground.
Velocity 1, Brisbane Centre. Stand by for an amended route clearance. New Zealand 175, contact Melbourne Centre 125.0. 25.0, New Zealand 175.
Usually I want to try and keep these to about an hour each.
Yep.
Trim nose down. Hey, there's a runway. I'm just going to go straight for that one. We're online. So. Okay, so that massive runway there that's super long, that's where I'll land the HondaJet.
Cool.
This one's just going to land in a little one.
Essentially 800, climb to flight level 350, I will advise.
And if I overshoot the end of this runway, I'm straight in a lake. That'll be fun. I wanted to go swimming. Anyway.
128, decimal 2.
Well, the crud cloud is above us, so that's a good thing.
Yep.
Meanwhile, in Australia, half the country is on fire and the other half's underwater.
And you're meant to move when ready. Go ahead, Velocity 1. Velocity 1, re-cleared Gutiv, then Guma, Golf Oscar, Oscar Mike Alpha. Then to your position 30 South 160
Why the hell am I having so much trouble lining up?
Don't know.
I'm pitching hard. I'm hard to the bloody right, and I seem to be getting further away
Okay.
from being lined up.
I don't suppose the wind's got anything to do with it.
You know what? I'm gonna pull the flaps back in, and I'm just gonna do a low altitude flyover to try and get a look at that bloody wind sock. Let's see, what is that wind sock showing me? Dip the wing. Oh god, yeah. Strong as crosswind. So you know what? Looks like we are going to land on the big long one.
Yep.
Nose into the majority of it. I'll fly past its wind sock at the end as well.
63 up to 5 miles right, approved. Maintain flight level 320.
And I'll try and get a squiz at that wind sock.
Mm.
On my way down to circle around and line up.
Yep.
284 Brisbane Centre identified.
You know what'd help? Binoculars. Luckily, in Flight Sim, I've got Go Gadget Pilot Vision.
3800, climb to flight level 390.
Yep, looks like we'll be landing into it.
2614, climb to flight level 380.
Go Gadget Pilot Vision. Anyway, see, if I actually own one of these, I keep binoculars in it at all times.
Yep.
Or even just one of those old ones that's just a single you used to see on pirate ships. Nyar.
Oh.
Where is me airport? Nyar.
Yep. A little spyglass.
Huh?
Yep. A little spyglass.
Yeah, one of them. Or if I wanted to go super compact, I could probably get those binoculars for use at like operas. They come in a little flat pack and they just pop out and the lenses pop out. Oh. Nana had one of those. I wonder what happened to it.
Velocity 163, climb to flight level 350.
Alright. Uh-oh, that's trees. Why will my POV hat not align correctly? There we go.
Oh, noisy phone is noisy.
Alright. We'll turn right and then we'll swing around to a left to line up. Crud clouds. Crud clouds everywhere. Yeah, I'm pretty sure in Coffs Harbour there's houses all the way down here.
Yep.
Not just trees. New one's gonna be so good. I'll actually be able to see shit.
Yep.
Alright, let's land into this wind. Excellent. Uh-oh. For white, that means I'm too high. Still too high. Seriously, still too high? Oh, there we go, there's one of the reds. We want 2 reds and 2 whites. That's what we want. There we go, that's what we want. We want to see that the rest of our way down to the runway. Uh-oh, too high. Oh, there we go.
That's 574, contact center 133.1.
Too high again. But this is a long runway. I'm going to afford this stuff up a few times. Landing doesn't have to be perfect.
No.
Contour 613, contact sensor 128.5, expect start clearance. 1285, 613, good day. Good. Center, good morning, Scooter 002, maintaining flight level 390. Scooter 002, Melbourne, Senate.
Alright. Now it's sounding too high again. Yep, too high. We'll just flare and we're down.
Runway 16 right, maintain flight level 390.
Now, go up the other end and find somewhere to park. Geez, it didn't take long to stop. I just sort of touched and I was already stopped, essentially.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Here's a taxiway. Hell no, that's gravel. Ah!
Descend to flight level 250. Confirm 250 on descent flight level 250 when ready. 002, that's
Zoom out.
250 enough on descent and when ready, flight level 250.
Taxiway B is probably where I wanted to be. Because it was tarmac, but I was having an issue with the camera.
Yep.
We'll go off at the next one. Because that over there is where I want to be.
Yep.
Oh god, the next one's grass. Like, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to putt all the way up to the other end of the runway. No, I'm backtracking. Anyway.
We're just having a discussion with your Brisbane colleague then before we transferred, and I think we'll just stay here at 360.
Alright.
Moderate above 37. 322 under 7.
Here we go. This is where I want to be.
Galaxy 163, identification 218 at Tottenham. Contact Brisbane Radio HF 13261 or 8867.
I'm just going to pull right up at the bloody terminal building. Because, meh. And you, oh wow, look at all the hangars over there. It's like Tokyo Airport.
Yeah.
Just with a double-story building at this end.
Yep.
793, flight level 342. 793, Melbourne Centre.
Part of this building is floating in midair. Alright. We have arrived. But yeah, and I'll see if I can... Look at the sections that are floating. There's this bit, and this bit, and that bit over there.
Yeah.
What the crap? Anyway. Wrong button. Control/ brings up help, yet the button very next to it is the park brake. Oh, we have arrived in Coffs Harbour. So let's go get the HondaJet and play catch up.
Uh-huh.
Ah, crap. How'd I click join instead of leave? Now I gotta wait for it to load in so I can unload it again.
Yeah.
Leave session. I don't know why I have to leave the session to then join the session to select a new aircraft. It's ridiculous.
Well, I'm going to take the opportunity to go get a drink.
Yeah, you better run.
Why run when I can walk? Alright, I'll be back.
Yep.
Chile 800, identification terminates at 0.
Port Macquarie. YPMQ? What the?
133.15.
YPMQ to Coffs Harbour.
Monitor 93, identification terminates. Continue super DLC and monitor 13261, good day.
Ah! When I start typing, I expect it to work. $4,500 feet.
New Zealand 175, good day, flight level 380. New Zealand 175, Melbourne Center, good day. 6,000 feet above, 20 miles out the right hand side, land Chile 787, going to Auckland.
Yeah, what the hell was that? Alright. The weather is surprisingly good. There it is. There we go. Now it's real. Alright, what? You know what? It's put me at the wrong end of the airport. Look at how hard the bloody cone's blowing in that direction. I'll never get off the ground if I take off this way. So we're going to taxi up to the other end of the runway. And then take off into the wind.
Victor Golf, information Golf for Banks down the QNH 1012. Information Golf 1012, big Golf.
Yeah, fuel tanks are full, we're good. Stupid zigzag taxiway. You watch, it'll be something stupid like there's no way to actually taxi down that end of the bloody runway without backtracking or something stupid. Let's get a look at where the hell I am. Seriously? Ugh, I've got to backtrack the whole damn runway. Fine. I can do that. Alright, let's start backtracking. Yeah, put the Cessna at the correct answer. Why the hell did it put this down the wrong end of the runway? Got to take off into the wind, not out of it. All right.
I'm back.
Yo. Bloody thing wanted me to take off out of the wind. Had to backtrack the whole damn runway.
Oh god.
Alright. Alright. Here we go.
Velocity 1 contact header 124.625.
Man, I hope it gets off the ground before the end of the runway. Here we go. There we go, easy. Gear up. Holy crap, the smoke.
12322, contact 1041, pressure contact me, 122 days north 75.
Jeez, I almost forget how much faster the HondaJet is compared to the Cessna.
It's incredible. I've already turned the autopilot on. What's that? Oh, yeah, the one in town. Yeah? Why am I not surprised?
What happened?
Okay. Okay, that fire that started in Finley in whatever park?
Yep.
Power line caused it.
Oh, okay. So it was the power line that actually caused the damn thing.
Well, that's what Mick reckons.
Okay.
There's essential energy and shit were there while the fire was on.
Yeah. Well, we had no power.
Okay.
And apparently the entire region was out.
Alright. Well, the big cables that come from the Finley station that then go south go right through there.
Yeah. So, I dare say that's what knocked their power out.
Melissa says that she had no power at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, that's the big set of cables that goes from Finley down south. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Bravo, Lima Mike, Plant Notable Tree 900.
Okay.
Delaware TV 7 Echo. 789, Captain Average to Whiskey Echo, then Piano 1110, maintain 9.
Alright. That's cool. Holy crap, what was an hour in the Cessna is 9 minutes. in the HondaJet.
I wish I heard more of that though.
What? Oh yeah.
About that fire.
Yeah, Mick wasn't supposed to be working because of chest infection.
Oh.
So he was just helping with mop up.
Okay.
Look at the nautical miles tick down. 51. Yeah, 50.8765. God damn. This thing is hoofing it. Love this plane. And we should be coming in for a straight in landing as well.
Cool.
Oh, the weather just changed.
Oh, hi,
What?
cat.
Oh, God.
I have to move some stuff. Hop off it. There you go. Good boy.
Some idiot left his landing lights on. Which is nonsense that I could leave the landing lights on. You know why? You're gone.
Huh?
Okay. Yeah, you know why it's nonsense that I left the landing lights on?
Oh.
Because I was watching videos on the HondaJet. All of the lights, interior and exterior, are fully automatic.
Oh, okay.
So it automatically turns on the landing lights when you're preparing for landing or takeoff. The strobe, the nav lights, even the taxi light is automatic.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know why I forgot to turn the bloody landing lights off. The
Yep.
plane's supposed to do it for me.
Ah. There you go, cat.
Yeah, you know the main reason why the engines are mounted off the wings?
Oh.
It's so they don't need all the structure in the main body to hold the engines on from body mounts. Which means you've got that extra space for the bog.
Yep.
So more cargo, more bog, and less noise is why they mounted the engines there.
Yep.
And it's actually a really nice design.
Awesome.
Even the bloody de-icing system here with the pitot heater and all of that, that's
Yep.
all automatic in the real one as well.
Cool.
It automatically detects icing and then turns it all on.
Yep. A cat's molting at the moment.
Tell it to get more hair.
No, he's shedding his winter coat because it's getting hot.
My head is missing. I can turn around so far that I can see the seat belts over my own neck.
I see that.
I'm really worried as to the length of my neck.
That's some exorcist shit, that is.
Anyway. Yeah, I'm not wearing a green shirt today.
No.
Although it's funny. Oh, right. You know what? I don't think we're... Oh, geez, 27 knots. I better start decelerating
Yep.
and descending. Oh, yeah, I've seen... I wonder if the speed brake in this plane actually appears on the outside. Nope, they've got it wrong. See the speed brakes are up on the wings? That's not where they are. They're actually here on the
Okay.
tail.
Yep.
The speed brakes on the wings like that gives you a jolt when they lift up,
Okay.
but the ones back in the tail don't.
Huh.
And yeah, Honda were talking about because they're mounted in the tail and all that, you can activate them at any speed.
Huh.
At
Okay.
any...
Hi.
Hi diddly ho, how's it going?
Oh, hello. Finally got someone in the chat.
Yep. Right one, yet again, right when I'm about to end the screen.
Oh well.
Well, I'm 20 nautical miles out. I probably don't need to be going this slow. Yet again, I've started preparing for landing way too early. Let's bring it back up to 200 knots. And we'll come in the same way to Coffs Harbour as we did in the Cessna. Just minus all the circling around. Well, we're not far out of Coffs Harbour.
Mm.
Sierra Tango Echo 1 ready, descend to flight level 190. Ready, descend to flight level 190, Sierra Tango Echo.
18 nautical miles.
Cleared the RNO 1110. Yeah, LA 137.
Cool.
Climb level 370, that'll be your final level.
Alright. Man, is that Nambucca heads? I should check. Then again, I got 15 nautical miles till I land. Do I have enough time to check? No, Nambucca heads is just behind me.
Okay.
That's Urunga. And up a little bit further is the Bongil National Park. Gotta love these Aussie names.
Oh yeah.
Bongil.
Aboriginal anyway.
Yeah. But I know a bunch of stoners that could turn that into a smoking meme. Gonna go and smoke bongs in Bongil. It's like, you big idiots. Alright, I'm going to have to start lining up for landing. Nav hold off.
On the 738, Melbourne 10 ticket A, cleared at 3 arrivals, runway 16 right, flight level 370. Through the 3 arrivals, runway 16 right, flight level 370, quarter 738.
We'll peel off our pink line so that we can line up for the runway. Alright, we are now 8 nautical miles out. Alright, I can see the runway light.
Cool.
Start dropping the flaps. Plane's telling me no drop of the flaps. Alright, I no longer need that. Nor do I need that.
the final 10 for you, 460 knots. Climate 16, copy 460 knots, thanks.
Gear down. There we go. Flaps are out. Let's see if I can not have to go around for once in the HondaJet. I've done too many go-arounds in this thing because I've cocked up lining up with the runway that many times. Alright, I can see white and red. That's a good sign. That means I'm at the right altitude.
Good.
Doesn't mean that I'm lined up though.
Nope.
And I do not think I'm lined up. I think I'm anything but lined up. So I can't see the runway properly. You know what? Let's zoom in on this map. Oh god, I'm so far off lined up. Alright, the runway just loaded. Yeah. We'll turn out to the right and then we'll turn in.
Yep.
Singapore 298, Brisbane, Senegal, identified.
Alright. 4 whites, it's telling me we're 2 of them.
10 for A70. That's Challenger CL60.
Alright. Full flaps, gear down, and lights. Landing lights on. 2 whites, 2 reds, that's always a good sign. I'm still not perfectly lined up, but I'm okay.
Don't sink.
Uh-oh.
Don't sink.
That could have been bad. Wasn't watching my speed and it dropped right off, so now I'm terrible for the landing. Oh, good. I think I've got this.
Heavy comment, 1 level 280.
Come on. Okay. And nose down. Excellent.
Arrival runway 16 west, maintain flight level 360.
Oh, it's not my worst landing, so that's a good thing. Worst landing was that one wheel ridiculousness, which ended in runway excursion that I did a couple of days ago. That was crap.
Yes, 224, you are identified. Information Juliet, cleared Marlin 4, arrival, runway 16 left, maintain flight level 360.
Alright. Landing lights off.
Just 758, for next frequency required for the same level, they will advise, but they didn't ask me to change you, so you can contact them now. It's Brisbane Centre 1330, okay? 1330, that's 758. Kilo 260 Brisbane Centre, good day. Bravo Lima Mike, identification terminated, Geros, contact Brisbane HF, primary 13261 and secondary 8867, good day.
What is this with this yellow line for the taxiway? There we go. It's on a weird angle. Alright, and we're in Coffs Harbour. Oops. That's right, I need to go. Shut all them engines down.
23,
Drop the park brake on.
track your weather. 23, contact Melbourne now, 133, that's small final blue close. 1335, 133. That was the Decade Qantas 23, climbing flight level 280, request for deviation 10 miles right.
Right, there we go. It's all turned off and parked.
10 miles right.
Cool.
Up to 10 miles right, Qantas 23.
And the co-pilot already got out because she's in a big hurry to get the hell out of the plane for some reason. Well, I did just lay some gas in here, so...
Yep.
What's the command for opening the cargo bay door?
I don't know if you noticed,
What?
but the chat had like that. When you typed that message, how's it going? It came out like 4 times.
Yeah, once to each network.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the front cargo bay open. And this one should open the rear cargo bay. Yep, there it is. Either way, we are down and parked.
Cool.
So yeah, that's the end of that. Which means we got both the Cessna and the HondaJet to Coffs Harbour. Next stream will be going from Coffs Harbour to Gold Coast, which should only be 1 hour. And another 9 minutes in the HondaJet.
Yep.
Because it's stupidly fast. So yeah, I'll be back either tomorrow or the next day with more flying.
Qantas 23, clear of the weather, request direct and back.
So yeah, until then, have fun.
Track direct to and back.